have the traditional politics in France between the left and the right. I remember when Francois Mitterrand became president with his socialist banner, he had a large promise for Africa in terms of the relationship between France and Africa. I believe Macron will be warmly disposed to Africa, and as far as Nigeria is concerned, I think the victory of Macron is positive for us. You know, we're surrounded by Francophone countries, yes, and the French have a lot of relationship with the country. We saw Michelin leaving the country. Total is still around. There are quite a number of French companies that are still in Nigeria. And I believe Macron will want to consolidate French investment in Nigeria. So it's a win-win situation, I would say, for the world, the progressive world. It's just bad news for those who wanted to roll back the wheel of history.
All right. Well, we are also being joined on the program by a current affairs analyst, Dr. Austin Mweze. Dr. Mweze, let me ask you, a lot of people see Emmanuel Macron as new in the game of politics, and they say his bright ideas, good looks, and his quest to turn France around is not enough. He needs some form of political experience. What's your position on this?
Yeah, I think so, because one is that even though he's new and inexperienced, he's been a businessman for years, and he will bring his business, you know, just like Donald Trump, will bring his business acumen to bear in the politics. So you find that even then, French, he needs some. The French they have a strong institution, you know, that will shape his ideologies, you know, and he's not just going to be be to himself and do whatever he wants. So the institutions will enable him to shape his political, you know, even though he's a neophyte, he's a rookie in the game. But one interesting thing is that this man formed his political party about a year ago, and he's won an election. It's a big lesson for us in Nigeria. You know, but we should democratize the process, rather than going through only all those things. And we need to, like independent candidacy and all that. We should be able to really learn from the French, and that politics, that they don't have political experience is an advantage. You know, you're not part of the establishment. It's an advantage. So I believe that there's a lesson that we can learn from this French election concerning, But again, the danger there, well, let me not say danger. The issue there is that Europe won. You see, Russia was accused of, helping Trump, manipulating the system for Trump to win. You know, we can see barely that European Union as a whole, we're campaigning for Macron. Because there are three major countries that hold European Union together: Britain, who has exited the European Union, France, and Germany. So if France leaves the European Union is as good as dead. So to sustain and to maintain that European Union, the Union, I think that was it's about nationalism and Europe. Should we grow Europe, or should we look inward and maintain France as a nation? Those are the two decisions that the French people were faced with, and they voted to remain and to sustain European Union. And then maybe in the future, the issue of nationalism, which Le Pen was preaching, could be revisited. I don't think that that's just the end. I believe that either she continues or someone else will pick it up, and when the French people are ready for that nationalism, looking inwards and all that, I think they will be able to revisit that. And it's not a loss to Le Pen. She had made her point, and considering that those in the urban areas they didn't really support her views, but those in the rural areas who wanted a French nationalism to take back their country, from foreigners. So those are the people that supported Le Pen, and the more liberal part, people supported Macron. But I congratulate Macron. It's a good development, and his courage and his determination for European Union is more of European Union success than the French success.
Dr. Mweze, just a moment. Professor Oyebode, let me ask you, let's bring it back home now. We see what happened in France, the landslide victory, 66% against less 66.9% to 33.1%. What obtains back home? You know, there's this inclination of wanting to or needing to have political godfathers. Independents are not readily accepted. In fact, in some cases, there's even no room for independents to run. How can we change the outlook of politics in Nigeria to absorb more young people who want to get involved in politics?
Well, comparing France with Nigeria is like comparing apples and oranges. The French have a long tradition in terms of political development. You remember the revolution in 1789 and the adoption of the tricolor, liberté, égalité, fraternité. So ideology has matured in France to the extent that people now want to shun right-left dichotomy and looking for fresh faces. But I don't agree completely with Dr. Mweze that Macron is a neophyte. He served as minister under the French Hollande for 2 years. And it's a fresh face. It comes from investment banking, strong on economics, but the young people love him. He's just 39. So as a fresh face, France has voted, as I said, for the future. What you can learn from that in Nigeria is that we should start moving away from gerontocracy. The time of the older people, I think, should be considered as off the line.
All right. Yes. Professor Oyebode, we need to take a break now. We'll take a moment. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Join us again.